Mother is still Swamiji. She told me to come, so I came.
Om Vasudeva Shutam Devam Kamsha Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnan Vande Jagadguru. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Krishna is the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura, and the darling of the mother Jasoda, and the teacher of the world. We salute him again and again. Peace, peace, peace. So we second volume, second book, Ditya Skanda, they call Skanda. And it's the first chapter of that. And what should one do? This is a very important discussion is going on. And what to do when death is very close? A very serious question. How to spend my time? What will be the best utilization of the time? So this answer comes from Shukadeva. Shukadeva was the son of Vyasa, the great sage Vyasa, his son. And he was so pure that he was born immaculate in a way that Brahma, the Lord of creation, God, has to lift his veil of Maya for the moment he was born. That means he was born in a moment when there is no Maya. That means he was established in Brahman. He was born as a Brahmajnani, the knower of truth. So from that boy, who don't know what, he is a spirited child of only living in truth. No Maya ever covers or crosses his mind. So he was suggesting to Parikshita, which Parikshit, the king Parikshit, who has been cursed that he will die within 7 days by a snake bite. Takshaka. So here it starts. Last verse 10, it says, "You are dear to the Lord, therefore I shall expound this Bhagavata to you." Those who have a faith, strong faith in this text, will soon attain to enduring love of the Lord. So he's talking about King Parikshit, that you are a good soul, pure soul, you have faith in God and trust in truth. So I will relate to you what you are to do now. 11th verse. O King, it is settled view, it is the settled view of the wise, that the chanting of the Lord's name is the one common means for all spiritual aspirants, the yogins, for men motivated by desires, as also for all renouncing ones to attain the state of fearlessness. So the fundamental point this Bhagavad is emphasizing, take the name of the Lord. Chant the name of the Lord. That's why Bhagavata Dharma, Sri Chaitanya emphasized on this point. Be one a yogi who is trying to meditate and contemplate and tune yourself with divine, or for men motivated by desire, may not be that high ranking. Their mind is not tuned to God or attracted to God. But maybe for worldly things they pursue, they are busy. Even for them, as well as for all renouncing ones, even the monks or renunciates who have given up everything for God. It is equally important for all of them. That means a yogi who is meditating, it is a good practice to do God, take God's name. For that, those people who are not that pure, but engaged, engrossed in the world with duties, responsibilities, and with so many desires in the world, attract them, whatever may be the condition, or even a all renouncing monk, the suggestion of Shukadeva is that all should practice, repeat the name, attain to that state of fearlessness, chanting the Lord's name. That we pray every day. Chant the name of the Lord. How? Unceasingly. Unceasingly. So that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean. Chitta Shuddhi. For the purification of the heart, everyone, whoever be there, in whatever context, whatever condition, whatever situation is one, either a monk or people entangled in the attachment of worldly things, or a yogi. So that should be the practice. So they should. Vain is longevity for a man, ignorant of the real value of life, owing to his infatuation for sensuous indulgence. Bhagavat says, sit in a way I can see you.
Okay.
Yeah, right, left. See? Yeah. Vain is longevity. If a person lives for a long time, it is vain, useless. The trees are living for hundreds of years, no? There are stones and rocks for thousands of years.
Millions.
So that's also life. There is life, dormant life. So he says, vain, 12th verse says that King Pramattasya Bahuvi Paraksair Hayanairiha Varam Muhurtang Viditang Katitasya Sejata. Vain is the longevity for a man, ignorant of the real nature, real value of life. What is the real value of life? So it is even a person living long time, he does not understand the real value of life. Why? Owing to his infatuation for sensuous indulgence. Because it is common. When the mind gets engrossed into something else, its mind does not go for something higher. Those who are in it is a mind cannot stay at a time two places. Where mind moves towards the worldly thing, mind is getting away from God. On the contrary, one is moving towards God, means the world is receding from that mind. It is a simple thing. If I am here, I am not in the San Diego. And I am in San Diego, I am not here. You cannot be at a time here and there. So similarly, it is that it is because of our mind. Spirituality is mind, nothing else. So mind, Bhagavat says, it is the mind which indulges into the immediate sense objects and get infatuated in that. Because of that, the lifelong, the opportunity given one lifetime, but it is not, the ignorance takes them not to understand the real purpose of life, the real value of life, why we are here. Ramakrishna said, even then, if God comes before you, will you say, "Oh Lord, give me some hospitals and dispensaries"? For a higher spiritual life, hospital dispensary is very important because it is a helping God and the God in human form. But that is a one level. Your mind becomes much purified. Then you will think that this world will remain. Before I was born, this world was there. And now I am living. It is here in this form. I die, it will be in some form. But what will be the purpose of life? What should I seek in our life? So the life's utilization is longevity of life. Even if one gets, he is lost if he does not understand the value of life. God realization is the value of life. Experience of the bliss is the value, only purpose of life. So, pain is longevity for a man who is ignorant of the real value of the life, owing to his infatuation for sensuous indulgence. Far better is an extremely short life, be it even a few moments, lived with an understanding of its real value and purpose. For with that knowledge, even that short period, can be used for the attainment of the ultimate good, unlike the long life of a heedless man blindfolded by sensuous infatuations. Let there be short life. May not one not get long life, but short life utilized properly and God-centered life. Long life uselessly engaging only in the world and world and world. What will happen? World will remain. Now Swamiji says dog's tail will remain. By doing good to the world, Vivekananda's idea, it only dog's tail to straighten. But is it useless? No, it helps us to purify ourselves. By helping others, by doing something, doing good to others, it is helping me. So that is a path for spirituality. That's why good work, selfless work is important. But if someone does work, they become workaholic. There is no lack of people in the world who are spending their time being alcoholic. Workaholic.
That too much.
That's true also. Workaholic. So for with that knowledge, even that a short period can be used for the attainment of the ultimate good. But that short period utilized focused fully, one can realize God. No? Actually, look at that. It is very true. We say that we are meditating for, I got 50 years, 60 years, or I got the mantra. When you know, I got mantra so many years back. But what did you do so many years? 60. How many years? 60 to 60. 60 years. I got 60 years. 60 years. No, yeah. 60. Such a one. Yes. 62 years or so.
You didn't forget how many years?
21. That's I forgot. At 61, I got the initiation from Swami Shankaran. Okay, 61, and now calculate how much?
21 is 60 years. 61.
61 years.
61. 1961?
1961, so 61 years.
Wow.
61 years. What did you do? I got initiation. I do meditation. How long? Add 61 years, all the meditation period add together. And during that period, how long you dwelt with your all the business of the world. All business programs were done in your meditation. All conflicts, all fights, all arguments, all anger. We dealt in our meditation, we did all. How many moments you think of God? This is a very important point to think about. The days go and today gone. No? If you think about that, how much intent thought was on God. How many seconds? How many seconds? Forget about minute. So this is called God realization and utilization of that moment, every moment utilization. A short life can give you liberation. Long life, but busy with everything. And one day the death comes. Let us go. Then I say, oh, no, I have something to do. Are you will do, let us go.
But yeah, I think suppose you do something very intensely, and then after you do something immoral. What Chapu said that in that book between the and you do intensely, but you do something which is not immoral. Like say 5 minutes intense with immorality and 5 minutes intense without immorality. This will bear the later one will bear some better result than the first one.
Question is that how
That
one should be
same
thinking
path.
of God
Huh.
and immoral.
Huh.
It is not
Which you are not immoralness, which you are
how he will do that. If he loves God, he cannot do that. If it's intense, if it is not intense superficially, that's why people. But if it is intense type of connection happens, then the mind changes. Then mind becomes so pure. Is a Kshanamapi, and then we have the quotation. There's Sadhu Sangha they talk about. Kshanamapi Sajjano Shangati Reka Bhavati Bhavarnava Tarane Nauka. There is a Sanskrit verse. Even for a moment, sincere holy company. This is the holy company, intense thinking of God is a Kshanamapi, even for a moment, it is capable of crossing the ocean of samsara. And that moment does not, that's why that moment does not come. Mind it, what I am saying, that so many years I did sadhana, not gone in vain, but mind was attached to other things. That's why God's thought did not become intensified. And if that intensification comes because of the purification process, it takes a long time to understand. I am doing meditation in the morning, I am doing in the evening. That's true. But how long? That's why when I heard first, Baburam Maharaj Swami Premananda said that that if one lives here for 3 days in Belur Math or 3 nights, he will be liberated. I said, my God, great. Only 3 nights? So all these people who are staying in the Belur Math, they're all certainly 3 days. There are about maybe 100 workers who are working in different agriculture, in cowshed, in our garden, in our cooking, in our cleaning, all this. It's a huge affair, no? So they are staying month after month, year after year. So there will be also all should be realized so. But later on I understood. Staying the physically in the Belur Math does not make that you are living in God. If you can live with God for 3 days and nights, completely forgetting the whole world, you will realize God. That is the deep significance what Baburam Maharaj Premananda said. It is, if we take literal sense, the body is where your body is not, you are not there. Where your mind, you are there. So if the mind is indwelling in God, then pure mind will come. So that type of thing will not be. Those can happen for those hatat siddha, those people who get sudden illumination. They didn't do any practice, but just sudden doing this, that, and sudden illumination come. As a result, they do not know why. Maybe because of the past life's good karma. It has happened in a split moment, but they cannot hold on to that because they're not practicing to stabilize their mental mood into that level. That's why regular spiritual practice, constant remembrance of God has been emphasized. So the royal sage, if that is the, so it is, that's why emphasis is there, not to live long, but you let be short life. But that short period of time be totally focused and intensely practiced, that you take the name of the Lord and intensify that, feel His presence, dive into that. No, short time, that also valuable rather than long time and doing all this. We do all these practices, no, chanting, dancing in the name of God. No, these are all we do. Hare Krishna people, they do in the singing and dancing in the name. Yes, that mood is created. But that mood comes in the spark of singing and dancing, and you touch a little bit and then drop so fast. When you come back, you become the same old person. That's just practice, very deep spiritual practice. Remembering God all the time, in the movement, every movement of life, no? Whatever is going on internally, mind awareness of, or Vedantic way thinking of myself, divine self, I am Atman, that type of thought should be constant companion. That will make the short period, intense life, and that spiritual illumination can come. He is giving 13th verse. The royal sage, Khatvanga, there was a sage whose name was Khattanga. What has happened? Knowing that his end was fast approaching, immediately renounced everything and took shelter in Hori in a trice. So there he is citing an example of the past. This Bhagavat always cites example of the past happenings as in citation, so that you know this has happened with this. He was a king, and he heard that he will have only to live for so many days or so many months, and he totally renounced everything. How difficult it is to renounce anything, even uh, for us to give out a book, to take something little what I used, it's my favorite, to get out. How much attachment internally we do not know. It is hiding and lurking behind our mind. So maybe I have not used it for last 10 years. But if I see, oh, why I need it, and let it be kept, no? A tie of attachment. So the Skattango, he was the king, and he renounces everything in a trice, approaching immediately because he knew that he's going to die, some prediction or something. Now, O Skyan of Guru line, that means O Parikshit, O King Parikshit. This address is going to the King Parikshit by Shukadeva. He is addressing, O Parikshit, you have yet a lifespan of 7 days more. You have 7 days more to live. Utilize that entirely for the hereafter. That means the eternal life. Forget everything now. Because you are waiting for death for 7 days, it will hit you. So give up everything, all attachment. Utilize that entirely for the hereafter, that is the eternal life. When death approaches, 15th verse, when death approaches, man should, with fearless and unperturbed mind, cut off all his attachments for the body and all related entities with the sword of renunciation. Renunciation and detachment. So, this is the two key points of the whole Bhagavad Gita. No? Renunciation and detachment. Renunciation. Cut the sword of renunciation. Renunciation means I renounce. I renounce means no attachment to that. Just throw away. Swami Vivekananda said, when he had left the body, then his brother disciple Swami Ramakrishnananda, he was in Madras, and Swami Vivekananda is dying in Calcutta, in Belur Math, our headquarters. He saw suddenly Swamiji's appearance, and Swami Vivekananda appeared there. He's leaving the body here, and he had the vision, and he's telling, hey, dear Soshi, Soshi is the nickname. Soshi, I spat out this body. And really next, when he woke up and got the news that from Belur Math came to know that yes, Swamiji has passed away. That is the point. It has no value. So that detachment, that comes out of tremendous spiritual practice. There's a spiritual life is very serious, very private. very intimate. It goes inside. That things will be there in the world, but real spiritual people will understand. This is a showpiece going on, and it has no end. It is endless importance. Today is important thing. Tomorrow is another important. Third day another important, and it's so much important thing in our life. Real, what is the real value? The real most important thing in life, God, that we get forgot. That's why Karma Yoga, all paths are there. So whatever work we do, we can say at the end, oh Lord, I did it for you. That moment we are trying to connect. But in between the time, it is all work, work, work. That is good one step. Intense step will be all no work. It is all worship. So that is the work as worship work is worship. That will come, the ultimate goal. So, fearless and unperturbed mind cut off all his attachment from the body and all related entities with the sword of renunciation. So, O King Parikshit, that king, he cited another king's example. The old time story is there. The king Katanga, he, knowing that, he discarded immediately all connections. You have to live another 7 days even now. So you have time, more time. You use your detachment and sword of renunciation. Unperturbed, cut off all attachment. That means attachment free and attachment from all things related to this body, the relationship with the me and mine, whatever is there. 16. Abandoning hearth and home as his sannyasi monk, and after bathing in the sacred waters of several holy rivers, one should fix his seat according to the scriptural rules at a solitary spot with a pure environment. He's giving suggestion what to do when you know that death is coming. India was good when they did know that someone is going to die. They didn't give it this type of today's medical science with artificial support to give the life, carry on the life for the person. And they used to see that, oh, he's going to die. Okay. They will carry the body on the holy bank of the Ganga river, and then the people will be sitting around there chanting the name of God. And he will also be listening to that and gradually putting the mind in God, they let the body drop gradually. They stopping drinking, eating everything gradually, 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 and they silently pass. That was the traditional way of leaving the body. So here he is saying abandoning hearth and home as a sannyasin monk, and after bathing in the sacred water, taking a bath in the holy waters, he, in a sadhaka whose death is nearing, he should fix his seat according to the scriptural rules. And he will sit in a posture in a solitary spot where people will not chatter about world and worldly things. With a pure environment, nature, or some holy environment. In our monastery, Belun Mott, it happens when a monk passes away, his body is brought to Belun Mott immediately from the hospital or wherever his body goes, or wherever nearby place. And the monks will be then chanting all the Vedic chants, all the Vedic uplifting Vedic thoughts. They will start singing some uplifting songs, chanting holy mantras, saying Hari Om Rama Krishna, Hari Om Rama Krishna, like that, to remind and create a wonderful environment there. You can feel that it is death or it is a rejoicing place. It is a rejoicing place. It is not a frightful place. Because when you are dying, and if rather people make many will, I'll say, do this will, that when I die, that should be kept. Around me, chant this mantra, chant this Gita, chant this Upanishad, then your mind will be lifted automatically. Last thought, automatically detached from everything. I have to give up my body also. The soul is getting out. So the soul should listen. That's why we should also practice. So that last moment that becomes spontaneous. Whatever we practice much, that much comes at the memory. Last thought. There he should contemplate on the holy pranava. They will contemplate on because ancient time, the highest sound symbol of Brahman, which is three elements. He should then steady the mind by establishing control over the vital energies, prana, through the continuous and concentrate repetition of the seed mantra of Brahman. But we have our mantras. That mantra, he will take a bath, sit in a steady posture, and then concentrate on God and chant the in the isolated place and think of the meaning of the mantra and get dived, saturated into it. But it will not come unless you practice whole life. That time, that's why other friends can help you. Other people normally in household, they talk about your son has come, daughter has come, this and that. Okay, rather reminding about God is the best service to a departed soul, because then he will be tuned to the higher consciousness. To control. So the mind with the intellect as the driver of the chariot of embodied soul, one should control the senses, traveling along the road of sense objects. The mind naturally goes to the outside with the intellect, help of your intellect and strong mind, pulling back and carrying the mind with them. The mind which is further disturbed by the subtle impressions. Subtle impressions, we have done our past karma, past thought. So mind naturally moves towards that direction. Impressions generated by various actions should be controlled. Don't think of them, but it should be discriminating intellect fixed on the Lord. It is not important now. I am not going to think of. I have done enough of those thoughts. I will think of God only. Who is the true bestower of the ultimate good? So why I am thinking? Because by thinking of Him, I'll get the blessings totally in the and that will bring me ultimate good in my life. 19. The mind that has still then been contemplating the total form of the Lord should afterwards be fixed on a single organ of the Lord with intense and pointed concentration. The mind should then be made objectless by merging it in the existence, consciousness, bliss. That is the Lord. When the mind is merged in bliss, that is the supreme state of Mahavishnu. See, you think of your Ishta Devata, chosen ideal, as we meditate every day. He's saying the mind going different direction, try to control the mind, bring it mind, like a steering you hold in your car, driving the mind back to your heart and fix it on the Lord. You are thinking of Ramakrishna, you are thinking of Christ, you are thinking of Buddha. Think of him because you are thinking whole life. So it will be spontaneously that should come. Ramakrishna should come in the thought. And then who is the true bestower of ultimate good? And then mind that has still then been contemplating the total form, then you think of the total form of the Lord, no? His whole feature. And then it should be fixed on a single organ of the Lord. That means gradually they say you start thinking of the whole body of this your Ishta Devata, and that means chosen ideal, and then think that, put your mind closer and closer and bring it to the face. And think the bright, brilliant face. In another place, Bhagavat said that you meditate on the face which is beaming with joy, eh, which is shining with joy. So intense, the Lord with intense and pointed concentration. The mind should then be made objectless. Now you think you are thinking of the object, then make it objectless. Form to formless. It's a very wonderful way of meditation. And at the point of death, one is thinking. That's the ultimate, then you think that it is not the person anymore. Person merging into one reality, the beaming face there, and that light spreading all over, and the face disappears now. Person disappears. It's all light. And that light is mind should then be made objectless by merging it in existence, consciousness, this Satchidananda. That is, we are reading verse number 19. Tatriko eva vayavang dhayet uchishtaneva chetasa mano nirvishayam juktang tvaktva tato kinchana nasmaret padang tat paramam vishnur matu jatta prasidati. If you do that, that is your highest state. Formless, absolute, Satchidananda Brahma. Padang tat paramam. That is called the supreme abode, supreme state we want to attain. Manu jatra prasida, where the mind will be absorbed and will find full satisfaction. And that is the state called, the Vaishnavas will call, it is the highest abode of Mahavishnu, great Vishnu, the Lord Vishnu, from which the whole creation has come. These are only language. We call Mahavishnu, Vedanta is calling Brahman. So that is the only language is the difference. When the mind is merged in bliss, when you can think that everything form, the whole form, to the face or a particular very focused point, and that is fully brightened and lighted, and then you feel that it's pervading everywhere like Satchidananda consciousness. That is the state of Mahavishnu. In the Vaishnavas call it Mahavishnu, the Lord Vishnu, the great Lord Mahavishnu. And that is called Brahman in Vedanta. So, 20. What is 20? When the mind is drawn out by the influence of rajas or made dull by the dominance of tamas, the aspirant should, with strong determination, bring it under control through concentration. Repeated practice of the concentration will remove the weakness of the mind. So suppose you are doing at that point of death, trying to do all these things, but mind does not listen. It goes opposite direction. When the mind is drawn out by the influence of rajas, we are trying to bring it back to sattva quality, focusing in the divine within. It tries to run away, or it is tamas, it going to doze off, as we do in meditation, sleeping. Then, dominance of the tamas, the aspirant, the spiritual personality, or the person who is leaving the body, he should, with strong determination, bring it under control through concentration. Again, pull the mind back and hold it on God. Repeated practice of concentration will remove these weaknesses of the mind. 21st, repeated attempts at concentrating the mind on the Lord's form, the supreme seat of all that is good and glorious, will generate devotion in the mind of the yogi. If they continuously again and again one tries, then love for God will generate even And the last point, that repeated attempts at concentrating the mind on the Lord's form, which is the supreme seat of all that is good and glorious. All that is good and glorious, Lord's feet, but Lord's thought is the highest. That will generate, if you think continuously again and again, love for God will come. Devotion will generate in the heart of its yogi. Now the king Parikshit now putting a question. The king questioned, Raju Baju. How is dharana, concentration, practiced? Where should one concentrate? How does it remove the weakness and impurities in the mind? It's when, okay, you say that it is to be practiced, mind going to the outside, sense objects, you have to bring it back, hold on at the feet of the Lord. But how is dharana practice? How shall I practice every day this holding the mind in the heart? Where should one concentrate? How does it remove the weakness of the mind and all the impurities in this mind? That is the question. Very, very question which we are confronting every day. Here, Shuka, again, the Shukadeva, he's putting the same question again. He's responding to this question, how to practice dharana. It's very technical because we also meditate. Meditation is not the thing we do. We withdraw the mind first, then try to hold the mind somewhere, and longer holding is called meditation. So here the question is very accurate question. A person who is holding or practicing dharana, I want to hold the mind, how should I practice? And how does it will remove my weakness? Being mind is running to the objects, how can I practice? What weakness? How can I get out of the weakness of impurities in the mind? So Sri Sukadeva said, that response to this question is, a person who has succeeded in practicing steady posture, in controlling the vital energies, in abandoning attachments, and in subduing the senses, should fix his mind on the gross form of the Lord with the help of the understanding. So one should do first sit in a good posture. See, posture is very important because most of the time our sitting is not perfect. So meditation time. So at least meditation time, one should sit in a good posture, steady posture, and all the vital energies, that means prana, they are controlled, restlessness of the prana by pranayama a little. And abandoning the attachments, mind, I won't think of this, I won't think of that. Those thoughts are coming, no, not now. And in subduing the senses and controlling the senses, one should fix his mind on the gross form of the Lord. That's why we need why we do meditation before the photograph in the altar. Why? To think of the gross form of the Lord.
Is this way of concentration different from Ashtanga Yoga?
Yeah, Ashtanga Yoga gives a general.
So you also do that dharana, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So
that is
it
the
is
point.
the same way.
Yeah, they're taking one from the form to formless. Taking them. First he said, think of the form. As our normal, we start to meditate on divine form of God or incarnation. Or you can make it a dot of light. That also can be done. Vedantic way of. So first you think of the gross form of the Lord with the help of the understanding. This universe, which is the grossest and the gross entities, is the form of the Lord. In this cosmic form, all the past, the present, and the future subsist. Permeating this universal cosmic form, which is seven seats, egoism, and the universal intelligence, there is a Virata Purusha, the cosmic divinity. He is the real object of concentration. It is a different idea he is giving. How to, those who have got initiation, for them it is not necessary. But this is a good suggestion. You can think. What is it giving the idea? That you think the universe, your mind naturally runs outside, no? So I think this universe of name and form. So this universe, which is the grossest of the gross entities, this table, this rocks, these trees, plants, these are gross things. This body is a gross thing. So the whole universe is made of gross things. And think this is not gross material object. Think that it is wherever mind goes, try to think. It is not mountain, but it is the body of God, God's body, limbs of the body. The cosmic Virata Purusha. The whole universe is his body. Everything is a part, like our body. This finger, nail, here the all the skin, and whatever you are seeing, it is me. So you think our Lord Mahavishnu, the Lord God, this is the physical body. Everywhere it is He only. It is His body. As my body, this is one part, this is one part, but this all included is me. So you meditate on that God, the whole universe, which is permeated by that God. And with this awareness, cosmic form, and in this cosmic form, stars, galaxies, earth, planets, other sun, moon, etc., in this cosmic form, all the past, the present, and future subsist. It is here, in it, past is there, present is there, future is there. As Swamiji was saying that you cannot do any change anything. The whole world, all the amount of good and bad is all they are settled. Only it changes its form. No? You cannot drive out total evil from this society. It drives driven from here, it goes in another. Your physical problem goes, your mental problem starts. Mental problem goes, then again somewhere something happens which disturbs us. So you cannot do. It is all that to think. This whole cosmic reality is only God, God's body. That's a big, great idea, the meditation idea. That rather how to concentrate the mind, it gives the guidance. It is not to concentrate that way. Think that it is His body. And permeating this universal cosmic form with seven sheets, it is only covered by seven coverings. The five elements, what are the five elements? Five elements we know, the world is made of earth, air, water, fire, space, and what? Earth, Kshiti of water, Teja, fire, and
Yeah.
air and space. These five plus subtle two things are there.
What
Ego
are the seven?
and ego and that's the addition. Ego and intelligence. Monobuddhi. So these are different ways of saying the same thing. This whole world is nothing but gross plus the mind. It is when you call it existence as a subtle body, there it is seven. You can say seven elements. It elaborately they call 17 elements. Somehow it called 24 principles. There is the Virata Purusha. That is the Virata Purusha. great Purusha, cosmic divinity. He is the real object of concentration. So every day you concentrate thus. And when the mind to concentrate, bring back to a divine form, you can do that. Or you can think in this way, this wherever mind goes, you feel that is all the God's body, big body. His body is so big, it permeates everywhere. The interspace and this sun, moon, stars, galaxies, everything is interspersed with that. Okay, so we end here today and we'll read from verse number 26 next day. We have read up to 25 and we'll have some question answer. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.
Go right ahead. Well, I just want to know if everything is God all around us, what do we make? How do we make going on in Ukraine, where there's total devastation with the entire country?
Yeah,
And
see,
its
you know,
people.
yeah, true. But you know, if you see that a bigger perspective, everything new, how many cells are killed every time? How many cells are being born? How much fight is going on? Cholesterol, low LDL and HDL, they're fighting all the time in the body. In all the blood cells, they are fighting and dying and killing. But you are there.
Is what?
But we are here. We are happy. But in the body, it is going on. So, yeah, if you say God is a person, then he is not doing his job good. Eh? How can he tolerate this type of? So that is the material perspective. We cannot justify any. Vedanta comes there too. That's why God we call lila. There's no explanation. It's a lila. Death is also lila. Means it is nothing happening. In the laser beam, you see all the fun is going on. It's real. It shows everything real. In laser beam, when you go to the Disneyland, every night you find that they are showing some show in the space, and it's nothing is there, but you see everything. So that is the one way. All you can see is God is playing with God. But for us, don't say so. For us, we have to pray. What is going on? This much suffering. And I couldn't believe how country after country, innocent people are totally devastated like that. Craziness of a person. But anyway, now, quickly. What are you
question
doing?
is incomplete, but anyway,
I think I say, give me, I'll make it
how
home.
to figure out that question.
Give that question, I will figure out.
Okay.
Just whatever somebody has written. Some
Okay, here. Done.
big question.
Last one is incomplete. right?
Okay, oh, Nishant, acha. I chant my mantra absent-mindedly, which while doing task is japa without full concentration better than not repeating the mantra at all? Or should I try to be as absorbed as possible in the task at hand? I'd rather be absorbed in the mantra, remembrance, than in the task. I find it difficult to do both the task and the remembrance. Yeah, this is a question. This is very simple question. How to remember God and do work? No, you cannot do that. Better you have to feel that I am doing God's work. First you start and think that you are doing, oh Lord, I am doing your work. So give me devotion, give me concentration so that I can do it perfectly. then forget God and do his business. Total focus. When you do that, of course, if you have practiced so much that it goes undercurrent, like you breathing. Breathing never stops, no? Because you are meditating or because you are not meditating, that does not stop your breathing. So similarly, someone can practice mantra also, mechanically, but that has its benefit also. Maybe when we do it consciously, we get a better understanding, better joy. Suppose it is like this. Suppose you are taking ice cream with full concentration on the ice cream and tasting it. You enjoy the taste of ice cream full. But you are talking to somebody and just gulping the ice cream. Ice cream taste is tongue is getting, but you are not getting it. So spiritual life is like that. We can do japa, but because with the work added, we don't understand that impact. But its impact is happening. Suppose someone eats with concentration and enjoys the ice cream, and someone does not do and take 2 times, 3 times the same quantity. Benefit in the body, the benefit or good or bad, what that will happen. Similarly, japa is good if we can do constant. That's a practice-wise is very good. But if we forget while working, that is nothing wrong. If you think that I am doing for God, that means do as best as you can, repeat the name. But when you are really getting into concentrated work, then you think I'm doing for Him. It is no less than repeating the mantra. Repeating the mantra, why? Repeating the mantra brings the awareness of God. And if I am doing something for Him, then that is done. The same purpose is served. So that should be the idea. One question, would thinking of the universe as God's body be a view of qualified non-dualism? Or rather, in a more monistic view, would it constitute vijnana? That's true. Which way you think universe as God's body, as a physical body, that means there you are thinking of the world also and also God also. So it is the physical body of God. When it is Deho Buddhya Dasosmi, that idea is coming. When you feel that I am also a part of that. The whole universe is God's body. So this is also a part of it. So better it will be qualified non-dualism, maybe. That's the idea. But if it can be, if you really see that whole world is permeated with consciousness, then it's the vijnana. You are attaining that wisdom. You are coming back and feeling it is all permeated with one consciousness. No? It can be vijnana, but which perspective and what is the condition of the person, depending on that, you can define the state. Another is it possible to imagine Shankara Vaishya willpower alone? Shanendu, you can write again your question. That will be easy for me. That question has not come perfectly. Okay? So these are the two questions we have responded. That thinking of the universe as God's body will be view of qualified non-dualism. That may be. But it may be also thinking that it is all Brahman. What is pulling the mind and making it focus on God? Is it buddhi or atma? What is the difference between meditation and concentration? How do I know I am meditating or concentrating? Okay, the first question, what is pulling the mind and making it focus on God? Pulling the mind means we know when you I am closing my eyes, my mind goes to some thought, some place, some person, some incident. But I am thinking of God. So I'll have to tell the mind, hey, don't go there. Come back and sit here in my heart. Here is the Lord. Think of his form, divine form, or think of his the refulgent light. Whatever Guru has given, focus. That's why the pulling. Mind was going in another direction. You are just trying to pull it towards you. That's why it is called pratyahara, technically, by Patanjali. That pulling the mind to focus in God. God may be Atman, eh? Atma, the self, effulgent. God may be personal God. So whatever, bring back whatever your Guru has told you to bring back to that consciousness, the conscious entity in your heart. Achha, what is the difference between meditation and concentration? These are all not much different. Somewhere people may use the English translation as concentration. The deep concentration is called samadhi, deepest. So concentration in different level takes name. It is meditation, it is savikalpo, it is nirvikalpo, or whatever. These definitions come according to the depth of concentration. And the last question, how do I know I am meditating or concentrating? Yes, you will know meditating or concentrating means that time you will forget everything. That will forget that you are sitting in whatever place, who are around, what is the building, who is talking, who is coming in. Well, you will have no awareness of anything else, but only you will be aware of what you are concentrated upon. Scientists, the painters, the artists, when they concentrate, their mind remains in that point. So it is nothing unusual, and that everyone can practice that. But for God, then that is the point of your question. When we focus on God, then we call concentration leading to the samadhi. Concentration, samadhi, dhyana, they are related word. That what intensity of concentration is the question. If the concentration for 1 second, you will find that, yes, you will find that when you come out of that type of concentration or meditation, your mind will be cheerful. So you are sitting, where comes this joy, which gives you so much love and fearlessness, joy. You will find that joy is somewhere outside also. And it is subjective experience of good meditation or concentration is this, that you will feel joy yourself and you will see the spark of that joy most of the places, that as if that joy is everywhere. So that is the sign that I am having good meditation. Now the question has come, Swarnendu, if a sadhaka is nearing self-realization, is he supposed to exhaust all his prarabdha before he actually reaches the culmination of his sadhana? No. Nearly, when one is nearly reaching self-realization, means he is concentrated so much, he is withdrawn from outside and going deeper into the realm of the heart and thinking of Atman or Ishtadevata. Bhagavat said, first you think of the Ishtadevata and then feel of the physical one part of his body, maybe face or maybe brilliant somewhere, and then you forget that it is effulgent light, think of that. So if one does that, if that intensifies and the concentration deepens, then what will happen? You will forget everything. After forgetfulness, if you really reach self-knowledge, then after you come down, you will be a different person. You are not the old person, old body. People will see you in as if the same person. But internally, you are totally transformed. You will be spiritually charged in consciousness of the divine. What will happen as a result? That After that, you will have to still eat, live, sleep, interact with people, if you are not there 21 days continuously. If in that concentrated state one remains for 21 days, then he has no chance of coming back. But if he comes back, which most of the people we see all these holy pictures, they lived, after experience they came back. So they live in the eternal joy everywhere. And the body continues till they die. That is the prarabdha will continue. But that is called prarabdha, which has been started before. The life continues, trajectory continues. But in the middle, whenever or any point one gets illumination, his worldview changes. He sees God everywhere. He sees the sparkling joy everywhere, inside and outside. So that is the benefit they get. And culmination is the prarabdha continues after that experience. That means after God realization, simple word. After God realization, the spiritual aspirant comes down and lives in the body the same way as it is going on till he dies. But he is not affected by us, by like us. Now, if any pain comes, we are very affected. Any joy comes, we are overwhelmed. Any sadness comes, we are really depressed. But that person will not behave like that. Whatever things come, they are always free. They enjoy life and freedom. Being in the body, but not of the body. Suffering of the body, you will think that body is suffering. What is there? If someone other than my friend is in one difficult health condition, he is suffering, but not me. Similarly, this body is suffering, not me. That will be the concept. Joy and suffering of the body will be felt like I am the consciousness. I am Satchidananda. And they will see God everywhere. So for them, the world really changes. But prarabdha will continue till they die. Okay, done? Done? Okay, so we end here and we'll meet you again at 7:30 for our next class, which is called the Shanti Gita, the Song of Peace. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Panamastu. So কেউ এখানে দেখছে? Anyone is? কে তুমি একজন? কে? উল্কা, অনিতা। ও দুবার তো দেখছে। আর তুমি একজন। That's a team.
Is this the book you were reading?
I'm reading, yes.
I wanted to write down the name of
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
বুঝতে পারছি। তার জন্য এত কম।
I'll take a picture.